even to make it clearer for you, so remember that the static member is the same on a global level of the class, not the objects. So if you create as much as objects from the same class and you have a static member, all of these objects will point or will see the same single copy or version of this variable. What that means, so to make it easier for you to understand, let's print the value of the next store ID from inside the object. So here I will go and print the current value of the next store ID, but I will create it, or I will copy or print it from inside store1 object. Dot the next store ID now I'll make it a public for simplicity, just to be easy for us to use it. And then I will come here again. Sorry, I'll print this after creating the first instance from store1, and again I will copy the value of the next store ID, the static member, from both store1 object and store2 object here, and finally I will copy the value of the next store ID or the static member from all three objects, store1, store2 and store3, the three objects that you created. Let's see what they are pointing to. So as you can see here, that the first print statement here, this one, store1 sees the next store ID value as 101, but after creating a new instance here, store2, we incremented the value of the next store ID in the constructor, so it should be now 102. And see here, both store1 and store2 see the same value for this variable, the last or the latest value, the 102 here. And the same here after creating the third object, store3, and incrementing the next store ID by 1 again, so the next store ID, the latest value is 103 or 103. So all the objects from the same class here, store1, store2 and store3, see the same version here, the 103. Why is that? Because the static member is on the class scope. So any static member that you define and on as a static, it will be a single instance of that member, and this copy or version or instance will be on the class level. So all the objects that you will create from this class will share the same single copy of that static member. Remember that for future usage, and I hope that it's clear now.